Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Aaron Hicks and what exactly should we do with Aaron Hicks? Is it time to trade him away, eat some of his contract, or should we give him a chance because he's actually hitting right now? Well, let's get into it. In February 2019, Aaron Hicks signed a 7-year, $70 million contract with a club option in 2026. This year alone, he's getting paid $10.5 million. Next season, he will also get paid another $10.5 million. In 2024 and 2025, he's projected to make $9.5 million each season. And then when his club option comes around in 2026, meaning that the club, the Yankees in this case, can decide if they want to opt in on his contract for the final year. And that would be a total sum of $12.5 million, which I doubt the Yankees will even take that club option if Hicks ends up staying with the Yankees, especially being that by 2026, Hicks will be in his late 30s. If we look at Aaron Hicks and his switch hitting ability as an outfielder at 32 years old, he's been up and down. Besides his injuries, which we're going to get into, but if we look at the last 30 days, he's been decent, at least compared to how we had him in the beginning of this season. Definitely, it's an improvement. In the last 30 days, he's hitting .261 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. If we look at Trout's numbers and we look at Stanton's numbers, when it comes to batting average, he definitely beats them both. Trout has a .209 batting average in the last 30 days, and Stanton has a 163 batting average. Definitely in the last 15 days, Aaron Hicks is hitting a lot better at .367 with 3 home runs and 8 RBIs. But the only thing is that that's out of 30 at-bats, and most of the outfielders in the major leagues in the last 15 days, they've had about 50 or so at-bats. If you look at Andrew Benintendi, he's definitely hitting a whole lot better, having a batting average at .392. So if we compare Hicks in general, Hicks is just average and slightly below average, I would say, anywhere in that range, and it's nothing so special. Yes, he does have his moments where he hits that home run, he ties the game, and it's awesome, or he gets on an interview and says some words that, pumps Yankee fans up. But at the end of the day, Hicks is just average. And I don't know if I just want a plain average outfielder when it comes to possibly competing against the Astros in this year's playoffs. Overall, this season, Hicks has just hit .237 with 6 home runs and 26 RBIs. For a 32-year-old, it's definitely a decline. At this rate, I don't really see Hicks improving besides just having sometimes a hot streak here and there. And his 9 total career injuries doesn't really help. In total, he's missed around 389 games because of his injuries in his whole career. But let's focus on his time with the Yankees after he signed that contract in 2019. A few months into his contract in 2019, he started to have back issues, in which he missed 47 days. Then, once he recovered from that, he came on back, and later on that season, he ended up having arm issues, and he was gone for 57 days. And now the injury that we all remember is in 2021, where he had an issue with his wrist, and he was out for 144 days, in which the Yankees ended up paying him around $8 million just to recover. And currently, just as recent as a few days ago, Aaron Hicks hurt his right shin. And again, some of these injuries are not on purpose, obviously. They're just injuries when you're playing the game, or you hit the ball off your shin, or whatever the case is, or you're making a diving catch, but they still are injuries, and we have to keep this in mind and keep it as a factor to determine how valuable Aaron Hicks is and if he's even worth keeping. If it were up to me, I would trade Aaron Hicks while he's hot. In the last 15 games, he's been doing good. Give it another 15 days or so or less, he's going to keep it at a good average. Sell him while he's hot. I wouldn't want to risk another injury or something else in where the Yankees will have to keep on paying him around $10 million a year to stick around and just be hot or not, or be injured. At this point, I think the Yankees will definitely have to eat some of his contract in order to send him away. But at this point, I'd rather take a rookie, a prospect. I would just rather have a brand new person take that role and move on from the Aaron Hicks era. And at the end of the day, if we're talking about winning a championship, winning the World Series, Aaron Hicks to be honest, is a weak point. Yes, he'll hit some of those home runs. Yes, it'll be exciting, but we have to look at it realistically and how can we get better and improve. And if we're looking at Aaron Hicks to compete against the Astros or any other playoff team that we probably will face, then I'd rather take my chances with another player. I consider Aaron Hicks as another weak point like Joey Gallo, and it's these areas that we need to improve on. Yes, there's pitching. Yes, there's other areas too. But if we're talking about Aaron Hicks, I think it is time to move on. Now, let me know what you guys think. Should we trade Aaron Hicks? And if so, where to and for who? Or do you think we should keep him and see what we can do with him? And maybe you believe he will keep on hitting at least average or above average for the rest of his contract. Keep in mind, he is 32 years old. He isn't getting younger. And I don't see Aaron Hicks really sticking around and sticking to a solid average for the rest of his career. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe so you're a part of the family and you get consistent baseball and Yankees content. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. As always, make sure to smash that like button like Giancarlo Stanton did against the Red Sox with that grand slam. And make sure to use code Anzo, A-N-Z-O, on SeatGeek to get $20 off your first purchase. That means $20 off any sporting event or really any concerts or things like that around your area. Who wouldn't want to save money? Make sure to use my code and make sure to follow me at Anzo Media on Instagram and Twitter.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play.